Hey everybody, welcome back to True Fat Nuts. I am John. So guess what? I've been doing fancy work for about 3 years, so I don't know everything, and I got to find that out the hard way on making this daggone bell rope. I had never, I've made a bunch of bell ropes, but I'd never done the 3-strand coxcombing as the strop, the top, and I got to learn something. So when I first did this, and I did the tutorial on this 3-strand coxcombing, I did it around, if you recall, a piece of 4.5 millimeter line. Well, that doesn't accomplish the goal of what I needed, which was to be able to tie the Matthew Walker in a direct connection to what was in here. So I have tied 8 strands, really 4 strands, as the core for this, retied it, and then I was able to do the Matthew Walker. So here's what we're going to be doing in this video. I'm going to show you a tutorial on the diamond knot, which is a pretty easy knot, but it can be tricky. And it's an attractive knot that I like to use as a band around, in this case, bell rope. But first I'm going to show you what's called adding pudding to add girth around the circumference of the core. So let's go on and look at that. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the core is a chopstick. So what you're seeing here is I'm tying a constrictor knot around the lines that I'm running around the core. It's called pudding. So the next step was I decided to take a layer of canvas, a strip of canvas, and glue it spirally around the puddinged core, just to kind of smooth things out and add yet a little more girth. So the next step on this was to tie a diamond knot beneath that Matthew Walker. So I have a confession to make prior to doing the tutorial. So I spent most of the day yesterday sitting out on the back deck attempting to tie an 8-strand Matthew Walker out of those lines. It was not happening. I don't know why exactly. I'm pretty good at tying a Matthew Walker. But I tied it, untied it, and retied it over and over and over and over again to massive failure. Finally, toward the end of the day, I was like, all right, I'm pulling 2 to the center, and I'm going to do a 6-strand Matthew Walker. I accomplished it the first time pretty properly. It's a little lumpy, but I'm going with it. And then I did a diamond knot beneath that. I was going to kind of skip the diamond knot because it's kind of a simple thing. Well, it's simple if you know it, right? So I'm going to do a tutorial on that because it's only fair to go step by step and show everything that I did on how to make the bell rope as we go along. So here it is, on to the tutorial. All right, here's how we do this. We've got 8 strands around radially, held down with a beautiful fancy rubber band. Start anywhere, and you're going to go over 1 and then back under 1 and hold that up out of the way. Then the next one over one, and under one. I'm going to keep these flat so it's easier to look at. Over one, under one. Hold that up. Over one and under one. Over one and under one. This part is quite easy. Over one and under one. Then we're back to the beginning. This is where we started. We're going to go over this one and under this loop. Now where are we? One to go. Over this one, and then this is the next one, under that one. So it goes over through this loop and then back under this one. And that is a completed knot prior to fairing up. Doesn't look very pretty right now, but I will fair it up and then show you. So while I'm showing you how to fair this up, I just tied this one, faired it up, then I tied a couple of strands of over two crowning the rubber band wasn't holding it well. So I tied another diamond and it's partially faired up. So what you're doing is each line you pull down a little and then pull back up. It's a process. Down and then back up with the end. And back up in here. It's not fast. So while I'm doing this, I just got my Ashley's out and was looking up the diamond knot to kind of give some reference on this. There's a bunch of different diamond knots referenced in Ashley's. The closest to this is in reference to the 894, the first step of the Captain Albert Whitney's rose knot. So, I mean, this is a pattern, a knot that is the basis for a number of other knots in Ashley's. There's the, let's see, the double diamond shroud knot. You start with this, and so on. So, boy, this is really hard to look at. Somebody's flying a drone in the background too, if you can hear the humming. But that's all you do. Once you get it pretty much faired up, you can really pull up on it some, and you'll see it. Take kind of shape here. So that's it. I'm holding this down here so you don't have to see the crowning, but that's what it ends up looking like. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you found that of some value. The diamond knot actually is a pretty daggone important knot. We've got a little ways to go, so maybe another couple of videos and we'll have the whole bell rope tidied up. So look forward to seeing you next time.